That's what average people or below average people do. They don't plan for their lives. They let other people plan for them. And I heard the saying, and you probably have heard too, that if you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. It's Nazir bin Nazir, one of the founders at outstandingmuslimparents.com, here at Huda TV again as your host for this incredible program called Outstanding Parents. So definitely welcome back. And this is the zone where we encourage parents to become outstanding, to not settle for average, because we all know average is nothing but the top of the bottom of the top. Alhamdulillah. Now today is a very special program because we're going to be dealing with goal setting. All right, we're going to talk about goals, really what they are, but more importantly, show you how to put them in action right away. So again, make sure you have something to write with, something to write on, because we're going to get started about now. Alhamdulillah. All right, goals. Now, I want to talk about goals. Goals many times are like lofty wishes. Okay, where a person says, you know, my goal is to become this, my goal is to achieve that, or it's to lose weight, or it's to make more money this year, or whatever it may be. Many times goals are looked at as lofty wishes. I think the term, unfortunately, is a little overused. So what I like to do, instead of using the term goals, we'll talk about something called outcomes. Okay, now obviously a goal can also be described as a desired outcome. But if you don't hit your goal, sometimes people just reschedule the goal 30 days, 60 days, or another year down the road. What always does happen, though, is an outcome. So one way or another, you are going to have an outcome. Whether or not you achieve that goal or achieve the desired outcome is really up to you. But inshallah, we want to put some things in play today to help you have more success toward achieving that outcome. Now, one of the interesting things about human beings is that we plan. We may not necessarily like to plan some things, but when it comes to our life, we really lack in that area. For example, we plan for vacations. We plan for what school or university to go to. We plan for iftar, for weeks in advance what we'll cook. We plan for Hajj. We plan for employment, what type of job we're going to look for after graduating or whatnot. We even plan for our business and have something special for those, because those are called business plans, right? But far too often, not enough people are planning for their life. Not enough people are planning for specific areas of their health. The many different areas of health, not just physical health. Okay, so we want to stop that here. That's what average people or below average people do. They don't plan for their lives. They let other people plan for them. And I heard the saying, and you probably have heard too, that if you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. We don't want to fall amongst, again, those average, those who could do better if they knew better. We don't want to be the ones that should do better. We want to be the ones that actually take action and actually do better. So here's the deal. If we don't have a family plan or a plan for our family, what does that say about what we are offering to the world? We know that the family is the basic foundation. It's the bedrock. It's the cornerstone of every society. So if we plan this structure here, if this family nucleus is in place, then things around it can be in place, inshallah ta'ala. I'm telling you, it's so very important, and that's why we want to cover it here. Now, the Prophet ﷺ is reported to have said, all of you are shepherds, and each of you is responsible for his flock. It says, a man is a shepherd of the people of his house, and he is responsible. A woman is a shepherd of the house of her husband, and she is responsible. Each of you is a shepherd, and each is responsible for his flock. So we have a responsibility. Okay, we have a specific responsibility to our families. So let's move forward. The very first thing I want to ask you is, what is the ultimate vision for your family? What is the ultimate vision? What is the biggest thing you really want for your family? And I know you may not have heard that type of question before, but write it out. What is the biggest thing? What is the ultimate vision for your family? Think about it, because today you're going to have some time, likely some hours after we're done, to put in some work on some assignments. Okay? Again, this is not just to intellectually stimulate you. This is to actually create progress or positive change on purpose. Because again, this is parenting on purpose. So, what is the ultimate outcome? What is the one thing above all else you want to accomplish, achieve, or to become for your family? Very crucial. I want to talk about something called the slight edge philosophy. And you will see an image that comes up shortly on your screen that kind of describes it. But basically, you'll see two lines. And they're parallel at the beginning. Let's say there's some lines like this. Now, this line over time tends to go up, where this line over time tends to go down. Now, what these lines represent are small things done on a daily basis. For example, one of the definitions that I heard for one of the secrets to success are the proper things done daily over time. The proper things done daily over time lead to success. And one of the definitions I heard of failure is the wrong things done daily over time. And alhamdulillah, we know Allah Ta'ala loves the good deeds, loves the things that are done consistently, even if they are few. So let me give you an example of what this means. I want you to go somewhere with me in your imagination. I want you to picture a 20-year-old guy, 20-year-old man, okay? And let's picture this individual over a span of 10 years. But now let's say that this person was committed to learning how to be more physically healthy. I know we talk about health, and I want to really emphasize health. We talk about health a lot, really, on this show, because again, health and spare time are the two things that we usually deceive ourselves of, if you will. These are bounties from Allah Ta'ala. But you take this 20-year-old, he's committed to health. So what he does, he reads a health book every single month, subscribes to a health and nutrition magazine, learns about vegetables and foods and growing your own and planting and stuff like that. So he does this for a year. Next year, he decides to get on a workout program. So he works out pretty much 4 times a week, 20 minutes a day. He moves a lot. He eats right. He follows the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, where he talked about our stomach as a container, with 1/3 being for food, 1/3 being for water, and 1/3 being for air. So he's taking heed of this. He does that the second year. And it becomes a part of his daily life. So he continuously reads over this 10-year period. He consistently eats right over this 10-year period, and he consistently exercises right over a 10-year period. Now, basically, since this is the first individual talking about, we're going from this part of the line here, and we're going up. So we're starting here, and this individual over 10 years is going up, headed toward a goal. That's that success curve. May not necessarily be quick, but let's talk about a second person. Let's take this individual. 20 years old as well. So we take this person, they start at 20, healthy, in shape, young, all right? And for the first year, they don't necessarily focus on health at all. Do something totally different. It doesn't matter, play games, focus on school, deal with other things, other recreational activities. Well, at the end of that first year, what do you think person B looks like compared to person A? Probably the same, right? So at 21 years old, they probably look the same. Okay, this person A has been reading some books and stuff like that. Person B hasn't been reading at least health books. He hasn't made that commitment to health. Well, what about 5 years down the road? Again, person A is already committed to reading these different books, maybe listening to audios, eating healthy, and on a great exercise program. Now, person B hasn't. Now, 5 years, they're not all the way down to necessarily failure, but 5 years, they start to not be able to keep up as much as person A. But let's look at them in the next 5 years. What happens to person B? They continue to eat fast food, genetically modified foods, foods high in carbs or different starches, and the foods that taste good but aren't good for us, and the stuff that we think is food that isn't really food. Is that going to affect them over the next 5 years? Of course, we're going to say yes, it is going to affect them. Not being able to digest certain foods, getting lazy, gathering more fat around the midsection. So now they go from 25 to 30. This individual, based upon their eating and lack of exercise program, lack of eating right, over 5 years goes down. Bad decisions made daily over time. However, again, remember this first example, person A. This person went up. So with that, we have to understand that's called the slight edge. That's a slight edge philosophy. It's the little things done on a daily basis. Now, we can apply this to other areas. Let's say you're studying Islam and you want to make sure that you're on top of things. So what you want to do is you want to take 1 hour a day and you're studying Quran. You're memorizing Quran. You want to memorize Juz Amma, let's say, in 60 days. So every day you learn 5 lines of Quran. Understand there's about 15 lines on every single page of Quran, right? Well, is that person going to do better over that 60 days, putting an hour a day, as opposed to someone else who claims they have the same type of goal. But what they do is on day 20, they start to try to cram it in, stay up late and overdo it. See, the crazy thing about the gym in our bodies is that if you go 3 times a week and you work out, you feel good and it's balanced. Not to go 1 time a week and spend 8 hours in the gym. Not a good look. So, as we talk about the slight edge philosophy, I want you to really understand its significance in the details done daily over time. Because it'll go up, it'll go out. And time is going to either promote you or expose you. So stay tuned, because we're going to go a little bit deeper and start developing our game plan to achieve our outcomes, inshallah, in the next section. All right, stay with us. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum. Peace. I'm Coach Nazir.
And I'm Coach Fatima.
And I'm Coach Nyla.
And we are the founders of Outstanding Muslim Parents. I want to introduce you to something that you may be interested in, because you seem like a proactive parent already just by the video we interrupted. All right. And that's called the OMP Inner Circle. That's where we all train deep dive into parenting. So whether that's the first stage of children up to 7 years old, or 8 to preteen in the second stage, or of course the teenagers and young adults in the third stage, we deep dive with the 3 C's as well as the 3 E's. So what our members get every single month, all of our students, they get brand new training every single week. That includes downloadable audios, downloadable worksheets, so you can deep dive into it. And of course, you have our personal email addresses as well. However, every single month, we have a live Q&A for all of our students. So we go to answer the questions or deal with different challenges and things that they may be dealing with parenting, because we know it's an ongoing struggle. Just us, here being parents of 12 children.
Right.
Okay. So with that being said, I want to congratulate you on being proactive.
And make sure you click the link below in the description, and we'll let you get back to the video. Assalamu alaikum.
Peace.
Peace.